Hey, what's up YouTube? Revolt here again. I haven't made any videos in a while. Sorry about that, but don't let that cloud your judgment. This video is pretty awesome. It's pretty important. If you don't know how to use stabilizer, this is definitely a video that's going to show you how to get into it. First maneuver we're going to do here is your basic dive. I'm sure you've done this in the game, and it tells you to use the trim control, or aka stabilizer, to get out. So as you can see, very basic movement right there, and that can get you out of some pretty sticky situations, honestly. Next move we're going to do is just another simplified, easy thing that you can get into, easy way to practice adjusting your stabilizer. Basically, the goal is to get it into like a second nature type thing, just as much as you'd want to control your throttle. So just by lowering the stabilizer right there, you don't have to fight the stick as much. Like, for example, if there was a target in front of you, and that's basically what we're talking about here, because you don't want to fight your stick. Fighting your stick is going to throw your aim off. So just by adjusting the stabilizer ever so slightly, you can increase your accuracy. Here, I basically just use the stabilizer to do a loop, which the goal of that is to, again, not use your stick. Using your stick equals creating resistance, creating drag, and losing energy and losing speed. By adjusting the stabilizer, even in a slightly way to an increased way, this next maneuver I'm going to try and do just a sort of horizontal turn using the stabilizer, increasing it, and just lightly using the stick. I can maintain, as you see, a 400 kph turn. That's really important when it comes to using a BF-109. Next up, we're going to be doing some combat maneuvers. Basically, the situation here is I'm going to dive on a flight of Peshkas that are escorted by some yaks. Firstly, I'm going to just sort of attempt to demonstrate diving on a fighter. And here I'm going to use the stabilizer to do a nice cut. Go right dive in, not using the stick as much. The trick is now I have to lower the stabilizer to straighten out the airplane. I didn't quite get it done, so that's why my shot was garbage. So my next attempt, I'll get it right. So since the stabilizer was already set to a pretty extreme angle, I'm not using my stick as much. Very light stick movements. Saves me energy, saves me speed. Immediately go back into the dive. This is what, your classic boom and zoom. This time I get this, he pitches up, which is a perfect example of how having a high stabilizer setting, you're not using the stick as much, and you can actually cut into the turn of yak. So you ever, try to fight a yak and he just cuts his turn way more than you, and you can't keep up, and you end up shaking your plane all over the place and losing speed. Yeah, we've all done that. No more. You don't have to do that if you master the stabilizer. Here we go. We're going to attack a bomber. Lower the stabilizer for that dive. Cut right down on top of him. Increase the stabilizer. Not using my stick again. Very basic movements. Now I'm just doing left aileron, but because the stabilizer is so high, it basically maneuvers me. So again, no stick movement, very light stick movement. Come back around, lower the stabilizer, coming right again, all the way back up to 600 kph. That is your perfect boom and zoom right there. That's what the stabilizer can do for you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is the best way to play. You can play however you want to do it. This is just something that I learned, something that was taught to me. And it's something that if you master, you can really turn the 109 into a vicious slash attack machine. This is what it's designed to do. At this point, I'm just going to shut up, and I'm just going to encourage you to pay attention to the little thing where it shows the stabilizer. Again, it goes without saying that proper throttle control is really what sets this whole sort of flight characteristics, this whole tactic, really sets it apart and turns it into something vicious. So without further ado, I'm just going to cut out and let you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay. I hope you guys go and try this out. If you already know what this is all about, then thanks for sticking around anyway. So I'll see you guys in the skies.